Okay, well, tonight we're going to make one of my favorites. We're going to make New England clam chowder. Is it going to be perfect clam chowder? I don't know, but it's pretty close. If it's not perfect, but you know what? Like I always say, it ain't wrong if it's good. So, for my clam chowder, I've already started chopping some couple of potatoes. I'm going to throw some bacon, some garlic, some butter. I'm going to put some shallot in it, a little salt, pepper, of course, clams and clam juice, a few frozen peas and carrots because they just like going in there, salt and pepper, and some heavy cream. Now I'm telling y'all, this is not diet food. This is fattening stuff. I've eaten a few bowls of it. So let us get started. I've already done most of this. Potato, been trying to get ready. I cut these into, I don't know, about 3/8 thick cubes, not quite ½ inch. You know, just something that fits well on a spoon. Uh, you know, a lot of people use flour as a thickener in their chowder. I do not. I just use the potato starch and heavy cream. Mine comes out really, really rich. But you know, when I'm cooking, I try not to use any more extra flour than I have to. I mean, you know, who wants to sit there and just eat flour? Sure, it's great in the gravy and whatnot, but I would much rather, just let the food, you know, make its own flavors. That's how I think it's best. And that's what I do with my chowder. In my chowder, I don't put a lot of herbs and spices and, well, a lot of herbs anyway. I don't put any spices other than salt and pepper, but I don't see a point for it. I like to let the clam and its natural flavors shine through. And you can use, if you don't have shallot, use onion. You know, that don't matter. It doesn't take a lot. You know, just whatever your preference is. If I use a yellow onion, I'll use like half a small, maybe a quarter if it's a big one. I honestly don't believe I've ever cooked anything the same way twice in my life. So just whatever your flavor profile is for the night, go with it. But I'm telling you, you've got to make this because this is fan flippin' tastic. And we also chop on the garlic here. Now for my clams, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know why, but for the past year, our stores, local stores, Kroger and whatnot, even Walmart or anybody, it's been really, really hard to get whole clams. I have to go to the Asian market in Wichita to get whole clams. So I've been having to buy chopped clams in a can. And that's what we're doing tonight is just chopped clams in a can. To start with, I'm going to have to kick on my dysfunctional stove here with my dysfunctional lighter and get this heating up a little bit so we can cook up this bacon. Now this bacon I do into these little, I don't know, they're about a 1/4 inch wide strips, and as they cook those will shrink up pretty good, almost a bacon bit size, and that's so good in your chowder. Go ahead and give them a toss in. And we're just gonna saute those up real quick, fry them up, cook them up. You don't need to get them crispy, but you do want to get most of the pork fat rendered. And I know you can't see this, but I'll give you a look here in a second. Now I don't add, the salt is for the end, just a little bit to taste, because between the bacon and clam salt water anyway, and I'm using a salted butter, it's gonna be plenty salty. So I just got the salt out just in case your final salt test you think you might need something. I'm sitting around today discussing with the wife what I was gonna make tonight. Here lately, it's been an unusual February here lately. It's been like 65, 70 degrees out. We got up this morning, it was only 15 degrees. I was having my morning coffee. It's like, you know what? This is perfect clam chowder weather. Of course, I can drink. I can eat clam chowder about any time. I really hope you give this a try, because this will, oh man, this is so good. I'm just gonna keep that bacon moving around a bit. Like I said, we don't want to turn it into extra crispy bacon. We just want to get most of the fat rendered out of it. And don't worry about it sticking to the bottom. That's all going to be good stuff here in a minute. Now we do the bacon first so we can get the grease out. We want to use that grease, bacon grease, to fry our potatoes in. That's just going to help to add to the layers of flavor. And that's what makes good cooking, is the multi layers of flavor. You start building a flavor profile, one flavor on top of another. That's when you start getting those real umami flavors going on. We are getting really close already. Of course, I got that. You can see I got that Little bits of bacon fat in there. And these are already getting close. You'll know you're close when the bacon's still soft, but most of the pork fat's gone away. And it doesn't hurt to use a fattier bacon for this. I try to buy my bacon as lean as I can get it. So this really doesn't have that much fat in it. That's okay. All that is going to stay in there and it's going to be just fine. Now, if there was a lot more fat in there, I'd probably take some out. You just want to leave about 1, maybe 2 tablespoons. We're right there. You can see there, you can't see hardly any of that pork fat left. And that's about where we want it. So I'm just going to put that over here, back where I got it out of that dish. And move on to the potatoes. Try to get all those little bits out. Come on, guy. There you go. Come to daddy. There you go. Ah, uncooperative pig. Well, come on. There you go. Okay. Yeah, we got about 1.5 tablespoons of grease or so in there. That'll be all right. We are going to I put these potatoes in water. Need to get rid of a lot of that water so Freddy's coming. Remember, you got a lot of water in there. You're just going to steam it. These potatoes got enough water in there themselves. Bonus piece of bacon. I'm going to go ahead and throw those onions in there. Those, I guess they're not onions, shallots, same thing. Trying to get these softened up. I like to put a little caramelization on these potatoes if I can. Not sure that's going to happen in this particular pot. I put 2 potatoes in there, 2 pretty good sized russets. And I'm afraid, especially since I put the shallots in, that it's going to be too much moisture coming through that it's going to steam the potatoes. I would like to get a little crust on them because that's going to go help them, it'll help them hold body while they're cooking, so they don't just turn to mush when you go to add in your liquids. That's what we're trying for. Remember, with your potatoes, especially because there's so many in there, let them do their thing for a minute. And you're going to get a bunch of crap on the bottom. It's sticking to the bottom. That's all the starches and whatnot, and that's okay. That's just a font. And when we put our clam juice in there, it's going to pull all that font off, and that's nothing but flavor. That's what's going to make it good. So just kind of let it do its thing. See, it's already sticking a bit. Oh, Good stuff going on here. Okay. Potatoes about ready. I forgot. I do put in about a tablespoon of chicken bouillon powder. And I wasn't even thinking while the camera was off. I threw in my peas and carrots to get them going. But you can see on the potatoes how they've darkened up. They got a little caramelizing going on. There was too many potatoes for this smaller pan. I should have used a bigger pan. Anyway, it'll still be good. So we got our peas and carrots in there. Now we're going to throw in our garlic. This garlic's only going to take a minute. You just only want to cook your garlic, 30 seconds. Rule of thumb is until you can smell it. We're starting to stick to the bottom there, so we are going to throw our bacon back in and our 2 cans of clams and clam juice. I'm going to get that all mixed up. Try to work that font off the bottom of the pan. Like I said, that's where all your flavor is. If you can see, that's just good stuff going on right there. I'm going to add a little more pepper to it. And now we're going to go in with this is a quart. So, yeah, it's going to take about the whole quart. And this is going to need to cook. Give it 15 minutes. You want to bring it up to a boil, turn it down to a simmer, and then get it to the thickness you desire. Now it seems, really soupy right now, but that's going to thicken up quite a bit. And when it gets down, this will make about 4 servings. So I will see you back here in about 15 minutes. Okay. This took about 4 minutes or so to get to a boil. It's been simmering, well, about 15 minutes. Thickened up quite a bit. I taste tested it. It does not need any more salt. I thought it did, but as this reduces, all that salt and all the flavors are going to intensify. That's why you don't want to add any more salt until the very end. And it doesn't need it. Could probably I'll put a little more pepper in mine, but the wife doesn't. I don't think likes that peppery. But I don't know if you can see. Look at all that just chunky goodness of the potato and the clam. Every spoonful is going to have clam and potato, and maybe a pea or a carrot, thickened up really nice. And it just doesn't get any better than that, folks. So I hope you try it. Happy cooking.